Welcome to my YouTube channel. In our last video, we have discussed replaceValue.replaceText and replaceValue function. In this video, we are going to learn about this Table.ReplaceValue, which use those function. Okay. As we discussed in our last video, that this one is really useful, and this deserve one separate video. So before going to the full documentation and example, if you like my content, please subscribe this channel. Okay, so we are going to learn about this Table.ReplaceValue, but let me introduce you with a new site, that powerquery.how, and this is maintained by Rick DeGrood, and this is really useful with a lot of useful example. And in this video, we're going to use the same example as this blog post. So I'll put this blog post link and this website link in my description. So basically, this Table.ReplaceValue, it takes 4 arguments. The first one is the table, 5 arguments. So it will be easier in this section. So it takes table as a table, all value as any, as we can pass a string, number, function, conditional, and so on. The new value as any, and replacer, and in this replacer we can pass replacer.replaceText or replacer.replaceValue function, or we can create our own custom function that will be used as a replacer function. And columns to search, that is in which column we need to search and replace. So basically, whatever you column is specify in this section, it will find and replace in those columns. Okay, so just to understand this better, let me just explain this little bit. That a replacer function take 3 arguments. Okay, so first is the original text or original value, next is old value or old text, and new value and new text. Okay, and when we say columns to search, what this does, it takes each column and it takes each value of that particular column, and that is invoked in this replacer function as a original. Okay, so whatever value we have in this one will be passed in this replacer function as a first argument. Okay, and in this replacer function, what this will do, the old value will come from this section, new value will come from this section in this replacer function. Okay, so it will be easier to understand this thing. So I have extracted this information, this table. So this is my first table, this is my second table. I'm going to start with this table. Okay, and this is the very basic example of this replacer function. So once we click on this get data from table and range, we'll get this query. Okay, so that is my query. I'm just going to use table replace value. Okay, and if we see, this is the replace value function, and this is taking first parameter as a table. So this is my table. Old value, I'm going to find green. Okay, and new value that I'm going to replace with yellow. The same example as the block side. Replacer, I'm going to use replacer.replaceText right now, and columns to search is a list, and I'm going to say okay, search in this replace.text column. Okay, now you can see what this does, it finds those green, and if you look at this table, basically we have the same data in both those columns, so it will be easier to understand. So you can see it find this green and replace it with yellow. We have green here as well, as we are using replace text, but if we use replacer.value, okay, instead of text, and then if we just say okay, press it, and you can see now the entire content is matched, and only in that cell it will be replaced. And look at this, that replacer.replaceValue, and if I just change this case to green, to green like this, then you can see it only replacing this one because it is a case sensitive. Okay, and this is for entire content, so that's another case. Okay, now what if just I do, okay, instead of replace text, what if I want to use the replace value column? Then you can do that, and it will replace in this replace value column instead of replace text column. Okay, so that's the idea, that it will take each value from this replace value column, okay, and it will pass this value into this replacer or replace value column, function, as a first argument, and it will pass this one as a second argument, that is the old, that is finding that green, and replace it with yellow. So once we understand this, that okay, this will pass green first, and this screen and this screen is not equal because of the case sensitivity, it will not replace in this section, only replace in this section because we have the same case in this one. Okay, what if I just want to do like, okay, do this for both of this column. Okay, let's see. So replace value, instead of replace value, let me just replace text. Okay, now you can see it replace in both of this replace text and replace value column, because we are trying to do those replacing in this two column. Okay, so the processing idea is that it will take the first column, it will do those replacing in that column, then move on the next column, and so on. Okay, so this is the very basic and first example, that you can have this replacer function, old value and new value, as just normal text or just normal value. So this is our first example. Okay, and we just load this. It can be loaded anywhere. So let's move on the next example. Okay, and that is the interesting one, that conditionally replace value. So if you look at this part, this old value and new value, these are any type. Okay, so you can pass, text, number, logical, or function as well, or conditional. I mean, the conditionally replace value, that means we are passing a function. So that's it. So in this section, let's move on to the next example with this data set. Okay, I'm going to do this data from table and range, and let's look at this example. Okay, I'm going to say table.replaceValue here, and this is my table, and now old value. So let me fill this in a way, in the order that I think is better. Okay, replacer, and let's say I want to replace in fourth column. Okay, fourth. Now the next argument is that, let's suppose I'm saying that okay, the old value is whatever we have in this fourth column, and the new value is let's suppose the same example, 1, and then replacer function will be replacer dot replace text, and let's see. Oh, sorry. So fourth column, fourth, let me just grab this information. Let's copy this. Okay, so let me just explain this. So source, we get this fourth column, 1, replace that value. Maybe I was missing some characters or some something in this section. Okay, so we get that food column, and replace value we can use replace text as well. So it's not that we need to use look at this, replace text. So replace text in this food column, what we are saying, replace all value in the food column, replace them with the value 1. Starting this code will result if you shift to replace text, no changes will happen. And no changes will happen because let's see. So basically if we look at this section, replace text, right? So what we are saying, the first argument will be whatever we have in the food, and old is whatever we have in the food, and then replace with 1. But if I do plus value, then I get 111 because the inter cell content is equal. But if we use replace text, then it match with the cell content, right? But there is one more catch here, that replacer dot replace tags, this tag text as a nullable text, old and new as a text, and here we are passing in this section when we are saying that okay, use replace text, but we are passing this as a function and this as a function, this one as a just normal text, so that's okay. But this one is different, right? Replace them with the value 1. If you show up with replace text, no changes will happen. So when we're just replacing the entire content, we can pass this function and this replacer the replace value. And let's look at this next example. And in this one, let me just copy this. This will be easier. Okay, so in this one, what we are saying that in this table, in this source, we want to replace in the food column, okay, using this replace value, and this old value is always whatever we have in this food column, all value in the food column. Condition is to replace with Marconi, otherwise return the original value. And now the new value is conditional, and that's another function that each if start with h, then replace with this, otherwise replace, keep whatever we have in the food column. And now you can see we have two output macaroni here, because this is happy and start with name, Harry, so that's why it's replacing with this, otherwise food. Let's see what if we just do replace text. I'm expecting replace text. Okay, so new value is in this food column. look at this. Now it's replacing, although we are passing as a function. Sorry, this one is a function as well, this one is a function as well, and we're using replacer.replace text. What's this? Let's see. It's not converting this as text. Like, if I do 10, then it will replace with 10. But if I just pass 10 as a number, then it doesn't. It's weird. So I think that was the reason that it was failing. Sorry, my mistake. So the reason that it was not replacing in this example when we use replace.text is because the number type, okay, that is 1, and it expecting that this will be a textual data instead of number. And if it failed to convert this into a number, or to text, or it doesn't get this as a text, then it will just keep the old one. That's weird. Actually, it should throw an error or something like that. Okay, so that is the reason. Okay, so this final output of this function need to be a text. Okay, if we want to use replace text, and this one is need to be text as well if we want to use replacer.replace text function. Now whatever we specify in this section, it will be replaced in that particular column. Okay, so let's suppose, what if I just do, okay, give me another column that's mode, and if I just press enter, and we're looking at this mode column, so you can see that when it will take the mode column, this the first argument of this will be the mode. Okay, and we're trying to find whatever we have in the food, and there is no same value in this food and mode column, and that's why it's not replacing anywhere. But if we can have something that was kind of like same value, then it will replace in both of this column as well. So that's the next example. So you understand that in the old value and in the new value, we can have conditional criteria, and it will replace in those things conditionally. Okay, so that is the next example. And if you look at this, adding precision, like that is this example, using condition in both old value and new value. So we can have condition in both old value and new value, and that is this example. And if I just get rid of this, so what this is saying that this is my old value criteria, and this is my new value criteria. Okay, so just try to understand that what we are passing in this replacer.replaceValue function. Okay, so we take the food column. Okay, for the first argument, for the first row, that will be the I think we need to look at the source, that is the pizza. Okay, and then we're saying, okay, what's the old value? Now it's saying that, okay, if mode is happy, that is, in that case this is happy, then whatever we have in the food, so that is the pizza. Okay, so that's my old value. Now we are evaluating this condition that, okay, what's the new value? Then we are saying, okay, if text dot is start with H, that means if name is start with H, Harry, yes, then this is my new value. Now you can see my old value was this pizza, my original value was pizza, my old value was pizza as well, and then the new replaced value is this one, and it correctly replaced that with this value. Now move on the next row and find that, okay, what is my original text, that was apple, and you can see it only replaced in the first row because the mode was happy and the name started with H. But if you look at this, if mode is not happy, so for this example and so on, then my old value, that is search value, is null. So we are not searching for anything actually. So we're not searching for anything, we're not replacing anything, or actually the content will not be equal, okay, in that case. So that is the next example, that we can have condition in both old value and new value argument. Now the third example, the next example will be, how can we use this with a custom replacer function. You can see this is our replacer function, built-in replacer function. How can we specify a custom replacer function based on our business logic? And that is the next example. So as I told in my previous video, that replacer function is basically take three arguments, whatever we have in the original, what's the old value, what is the new value, and then you can build the custom logic. Okay, so you can say, okay, I'm going to do this. So we can just change this and define a function that will take original, old and new. Okay, and then we can define the function, and for simplicity we can just say, okay, if old is equals to new, then replace with new. If old is equals to original, then new, else whatever we have in the original. That's it, and this is my custom logic for that one. And basically this is the same logic that that is being used for replacer.replaceValue. Okay, we're just checking if these two equal, and then if that is the case, then just return this new value, otherwise return this original one. We could just kind of like text dot, I think we could just use that text dot replace if we want. Could do that. So the text will be the original and old and new, whatever we have, and that's it. That will work as well. So you can build your own custom replacer function in this section as you want. Okay, so that was the example for custom replacer function. Now you understand that how much useful, or how much we can do with this function when we understand that, okay, we can specify old value as a condition, we can specify new value as a condition, we can create our own custom function, we can this is just a list of the column that we want to do the replacing. So that's it for this video. So let me recap just this, that you can use normal value, text, string, number, logical, anything in this old and new value. You can also create a custom function, or kind of conditional in old value and new value. You can create your own custom function, and if you use built-in replacer.replaceText, make sure that all the parameter of this replacer.replaceText is text type. So basically your column, whatever you have the column, so column value will need to be a text, your old value need to be a text, and new value need to be a text after evaluating those conditions for old value and new value. And if you have any other type, then it will just keep the old value instead of doing any replacing or anything else. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you like my content, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.